Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nobodies podcast.
Two nobodies talking nonsense in a charter market town that was granted it by Henry III in 1227.
And we are back, Dave, back for another episode of the Nobodies podcast. The best podcast in the town of Edenbridge. Admittedly, probably the only one in the town of Edenbridge, but we're number one in something. So we've been together this week. It was our lovely teenagers option evening. How did you find it?
How did I find it? Yeah, first of all, that is true. How did I find it? Hard work. There was a lot of people around. Poppy doesn't deal with crowds very well. She's obviously inherited both mine and Nad's tisms from the family. So Nad and her family generally don't deal with big crowds.
Yeah.
For me, I've learnt to deal with it out of necessity. And so and also, as you know, it was and you can relate. It was the classrooms were stuffed. Obviously,
certain classes were we walked around. It was so funny. So obviously, you had the two. You had obviously they split up into two assemblies effectively, and then you would go to the classes. But they were all in one building, weren't they? And you'd be walking down this corridor, and you'd have like PE, fucking everyone in there.
Yeah.
Or you'd have like the sexy subjects.
Yeah.
Like there'd be loads of people in there. And you get to like languages, and there's like no one there. We went upstairs, and there was sociology. And there was literally like you had some like sixth former and like the teacher and the sixth former was speaking to Connor because he was asking a question because he's sociology. He thought it'd be all about crime and stuff and this, that, and the other. And she said to us, "I'm pretty sure that the guy in there." He just taught all the classes. That's he just teaches sociology.
That's his thing.
And that's but he's like the only one that does it. There's like no one else.
Yeah,
it's just him.
It's crazy, really, if you think about it, because sociology is it's the study of society, yeah. So it is very important. And
it is important. Yeah.
If you want to take a political route, or if you want to take a media route, or even media, so if you're doing media studies, sociology could be important to media.
But surely a 14-year-old doesn't know they're a cunt yet.
Well, it depends, doesn't it? I think some of them have got a pretty good grasp on it. It depends. It depends how fast
because all those careers that you named, generally speaking, you have to be a massive wanker.
Yeah. It's a good job. There's not a shortage. Might be an unpopular opinion, but there's not a shortage of wankers in Oxford. To be fair,
the upper middle class.
I've come to learn. Yeah,
Chelsea tractors.
No, it starts way below that, mate. You know that. So the classes were, to quote our friend James, Ramo, and
Ramo, bruv.
Yeah, and a lot of walking around. It got quieter, but basically what happens is, a lot of the people are, going for the
rigmarole.
Rigmarole is a good word, but no, that's not what I'm going for. They've gone into these classes and they're trying to find the easiest ones because there's not a shortage of thick people these days, right? So they're going in there like, right, you're going to do PE because you've got nothing but air between your skull, yeah. And like you go into art, like everyone thinks, take art, it's an easy subject. It's not. If you're actually good at art, you know what goes into it, and you know how hard it is. But like people will go in there and they will choose art, or they'll say to their kids, choose art. That's nice and easy. For a start, it's all coursework,
yeah,
right? And second of all, no, I know you've got a bit of. I know we're what's the word? We've got a bit of pride, or what's the term where you sort of value your kids over everyone else? What's the word for it?
I've got no idea.
It's not nepotism. But that's a hot take because that's in the news at the moment. But that's like favouring your kid and giving them the world, isn't it?
No, I thought nepo babies were like perhaps prime example, as is in the news. Brooklyn Beckham, he would be classed as a nepo baby because he's never had to do anything in his entire life because his parents are so massively wealthy. I think nepo baby would be, or like Lance Stroll, for example, in Formula One.
Yeah.
Obviously he's a good racing driver, but the reason why he's never going to lose his seat is because Daddy bought the team.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, so that is a nepo baby, but obviously the word and the meaning of nepotism is, you know, something like what the royals do, where they're like, well, you're royal, so I'm going to give you Wales, and you're going to be the Prince of Wales. Yeah, you're going to be the Prince of Wales. You know, that's nepotism. Or you got in the race team because Daddy owns it. That's nepotism. You have been given this business because Daddy owns it. Yeah. Nepotism. So yeah.
Or mummy could own it as well.
Yeah. So it's not that though. Favoritism. That's the word. So you think, we all think our kids are the best thing ever. Yeah, right? Yeah. We all think that they're better than everyone. The reality is they're not better than everyone else. It's just what we think. And so, yeah. So like they'll go, oh yeah, my kid, he can draw, and then they send him into this art class, and he can't fucking draw. You know, he can't even draw a smiley face. You know, he can't even count past 5. But you know,
that's why you should
stick him in there.
That's why you should be doing PE.
Yeah, should be doing PE. Yeah.
But to be fair, but
physical education. Then one day he can be on TOWIE.
That's what that teacher was saying. She was like saying, don't choose PE if you think it's just going to be, we're going to be like running around and playing football. Like the amount of theory behind physical education and how the body moves and works and the muscles, so on and so forth, and your bone structure, all that bollocks.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. Like these kids don't realise it, do they? But it's like, no. But it's just like it's just so stressful. Like you're walking around and you've got nowhere. Like you're trying to support your child.
Yeah.
To like Connor wants to be a paleontologist, so he wants to, in an ideal world, go around the world and lie on the floor for hours, brushing bones and what have you.
Okay.
But
you've not explained that very well. He wants to lay on the floor, brushing bones.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough.
And so we were trying to. So I did a bit of research that day to just to get an idea of kind of what he would need to choose to a certain degree to help, because
his geography, he needs to choose geography because obviously they use LiDAR and stuff, don't they? Where they ground penetrating radar or I can't remember what LiDAR stands for though, because obviously, funnily enough, I don't use it, but I know that they basically scan an area to see whether humans have been there before or whatever.
I suppose there has to be a process behind it. You can't just start digging up a hill in the hope that you're going to find a Viking helmet or a T-Rex bone, I suppose. But yeah, so I did a bit of research. But yeah, the geography is one that you need, and then it's just like sciences. So like more specifically, kind of like biology, because you can then I think go into like
DNA analysis.
Like DNA analysis, but it then kind of like branched off. So you could do like, because there's lots of different kind of like fields of it. So you could be like dinosaurs, or it could be fish. It could be insects, and like the biomes and stuff that is far too advanced.
Heavy metals and radiation, and because that's another thing as well. Obviously, radiation plays a big part because depending on the amount of radiation that's in whatever you find, determines the last time that it saw light. So you can determine how old it is and stuff like that. So yeah,
okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. But like I said, we're walking around, obviously, walking around the option even. Like it was funny.
It was bedlam, wasn't it?
Like
it was people everywhere.
But the amount of people that I saw that I knew from when I was either at school or just from her screen where we both grew up, it was just like you walking around. I know that person. I know that person. I'm not going to talk to them, but I know that person.
No, but you get some of them. We've touched on this before as well, where you can just see them sort of. You just the aura of them sort of looking at you and sort of walking past you, and you can just feel it, and you think to yourself, you don't fucking know me anymore. No. Do you know what I mean? Like your judgment is way off, mate, because I'm doing fucking great. Thank you very much.
But you'll see you'll see the people like when you was younger were like really attractive or fit or in great shape, and then you see them now and they're like they've really kind of weathered and aged over the years.
I mean, we all have, but some more than others. Yeah,
definitely some more than others. But also but obviously you didn't go to Oxford School, but obviously whereas I did. But there's still teachers. There's still teachers there.
No, I'm kidding.
There's still teachers there that were there when I was at school. And there was one particular teacher I saw last night. now. He would never recognise me anymore.
Yeah.
Didn't have any classes, but he was my head of house when I was at school.
Was it Mr. Green?
Yeah, it was Mr. Green.
Yeah, the same as my wives.
My wife.
She had the same one. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was my head of house. So when I was at school, I'll never forget this. So I was bunking off school and I was bunking lessons and getting into trouble and what have you. There was a period. There was a period of about 10 weeks where. So I had a girlfriend at the time. And there was about a period of about 10 weeks.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was doing a flex. Yeah,
still covering up then, even.
Yeah. You know, I had a girlfriend then, and I chose IT graphics as one of my options. And for like a good 10 weeks, like I never called for it, but for like a good 10 weeks, I bunked off 5th lesson. I think like every Wednesday, or whenever it was, so I could go home, get a shower, then come back to Oxford to meet my girlfriend who lived in Oxford. But I remember, so I hadn't been there for like 10.
We've all done it.
I'd been there for like 10 weeks. There was one kid that wasn't there for like 2 weeks. I think he'd been beaten up or something, and he just wasn't at school.
You think he'd been beaten up or run over?
No. I think he had been. I don't think he got beaten up by someone at the school, but I think he got beaten up or something had happened to him.
Right. Okay.
And then he wasn't at school for like 2 weeks. And I remember one of the lessons that I was in, and like the teacher he asked where this kid was, and like other people explained to him obviously where he was. Yeah. But I never got that. Like for whatever reason, my teacher really likes me. You would know who he is. I won't say his name, but anyone that's listening that knows Oxford School, he was an IT teacher, and he used to come behind you and he'd come and like stroke your ears.
Oh my God!
He was a lovely.
Is he going to be in the Epstein files?
No.
Are you sure?
He might be.
You'd never get away with that.
He might be in some other files, but I don't know. He was a lovely man. But going back to Mr. Green, so when I was like bunking off school and this, I got caught a couple of times for like bunking lessons. Like I think one time I think I had business studies. That was another option I chose. The last period one day, and but I bunked off school. I went off. I left before last lesson, but my teacher had seen me that day.
Yeah.
So obviously,
that's happened before.
So obviously,
that's happened before, where the teachers have seen you and then you fucked off. You thought you might have learnt your lesson.
No,
and didn't,
so I got like pulled over the coals, as they say, and got pulled into Mr. Green's office. So because obviously our kids, although they're both autistic, they're both very different. Like so obviously, Connor wants to be a paleontologist. He wants to go and dig up bones, but like a dog.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, it's going to be a great. I mean, that's a great thing to.
If he can get the grades and get into the university to then, because I don't necessarily think there's like a specific course for like archaeology or paleontology. You kind of have to get relevant degrees and kind of work your way up. So you've got like I suppose like the relevant kind of skills and degrees and what have you. Like there are things obviously like I said that do help, like biology and geography, and like there are, and I'm guessing there will be like subjects off of those kind of that you can do, and again it depends what you want to do. Like if you want to, because like I said, a lot of it is like oil and gas. So like you could work in the oil and gas industry, or you could be a curator at a museum, or you could work in a school, or you could if you get lucky enough and you kind of go down the right route, you could be a field operative for that sounds quite cool, doesn't it? A field operative.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the name of the role, but you could be someone that goes out in the field and goes to digs and goes to Argentina or the South Sudan, I don't fucking know, and and dig holes.
Yeah, but that's the dream for someone that wants to do that. I think that, and what I've heard and what I've been told, and from what I know from obviously going into further education and having to do, and obviously listening to Nad talk about
your wife,
like Malav talking about her girls and her employees and stuff, maths and English. She said, and she's reiterated it to Poppy, that you need to get that, because if you get that, you can then add whatever other accolades you get. You just need maths, and you need decent. Now you don't have to get super duper marks, but you need decent enough maths and English, probably at least a B, I'd say.
Yeah, probably.
And then you're set, and then you can do whatever you want from there. Yeah. But you need those two core qualifications. You need to do well in those.
Because has Poppy got an idea of what she potentially wants to be? Does she want to go to university and college? Or?
Yeah, so she wants to. She's sort of toying with. Her thing is design. I think she wanted to be a fashion designer at one point, then an interior designer. I'm not sure. It changes quite a lot at the time, but she's very creative. She's also theoretical as well. So we spoke to the IT teacher, and she said to me that Poppy is very theoretical as opposed to being more practical.
Yeah.
And so for example, I had to say to Poppy, I had to compare her to like The Big Bang Theory. I was like,
I hate that show.
You're more like Sheldon than you are Howard. Howard's the engineer, hands-on, whereas Sheldon's a theoretical physicist. So,
Is he the one that no one likes?
yeah, he's the know-it-all. Yeah,
The wanker.
Yeah, but that's not the point of this story. The point is that she thinks more
Not saying your daughter's a wanker.
No. Well, she's very much not, bless her. Yeah, so that's it. But hers is more design based. I think it's going to be quite arty. I have said to her, you need backup.
Yeah.
Option. Oh. The other one as well, which is on the flip side of that, is politics, which Mr. Green was happy about because he teaches A-level politics.
Yeah.
And so she has decided that she wants to maybe pursue politics as well.
Yeah.
Which is why sociology, geography, history, all the subjects she's interested in are vital to politics. History being one of them, which politicians at the moment could probably take a leaf out of that book and actually learn from history, because right now it seems to be very similar to what's happened before, and I don't know why, because there's enough books and films about it.
But
so educate yourself.
You know what they say, history repeats itself, doesn't it?
It doesn't, it rhymes. History doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes. So it's not the same, but it's very fucking close to it. That's the saying.
You just made that up.
I didn't make it up.
Fucking boring Dave.
I didn't make it up.
Jealous. But fuck off.
You are.
I'm not
you are jealous.
No, I'm not jealous.
You are.
No, I'm not. Fuck off. But going back to curveballs, so I suppose Connor's curveball was media studies.
Media studies.
Yeah. So, but I think the reason why was so we went into the media study room, and they got all the lights off, and they've got things to kind of make it look cool. And then there was this girl.
That green screen as well, didn't they? In the corner?
There was this girl at the front. I don't know, probably year 12 or 13. Lovely girl, really nice. And, she's a bit similar to Connor in terms of she's dyslexic and this, that, and the other. And she basically just told Connor how easy it is. And that's all she did. It was she was like, it's really good. You get to do this. You get to do that. She was like, I did my first paper on a fashion magazine.
It's like a hand on the shoulder, because you're you. This is very similar. This is very simple. So Connor's not simple though. He's a very intelligent lad.
Oh, he's really intelligent.
But I mean, you do want it to be easy. But yeah. Anyway, you were saying.
But she basically just told him how easy the course was, basically. So she gave him all the benefits and obviously where it can take you and the things that you can do from media studies. So they do film and TV and music videos. She was saying I think they were doing Stormzy last year.
Is this the girl that was saying that they watched Luther?
Yeah.
I had the conversation with her as well.
She was lovely,
she must have practiced that speech because I had the same one. Yeah, she's lovely. She's a really nice girl.
But that's the trouble, isn't it? How many, because I think in each room they had a couple of, I suppose year 12s. There was kind of I noticed there was one or two in each kind of room, obviously in that specific subject.
Yeah.
And before you correct me.
How did you know I was going to correct you?
Because you're a wanker. Because I just knew you'd do it. That's why I got in there first.
Right.
But so you see, you had these older kids, obviously that are either a year in or in their second year of A levels, I suppose. I don't know how many years you do A levels now, but
I think you've got to be in further education now.
Till you're 18.
Yes.
Unless you get a job.
Correct. I think it's a
there's not
apprenticeship.
There's not a law if you leave school at 16, you leave school at 16. I don't necessarily.
No, I don't.
Can they stop you now?
I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not 100% sure, but I've definitely heard from my wife and other people that you have to be in some sort of further education, whether it's an apprenticeship or whether it's actual education until you're 18.
Okay. If anyone knows, write into us, let us know, because I can't be asked to Google it.
Let's have a discussion about it.
Well, I don't know about a discussion, just write in and let us know.
Well, yeah, write in and we'll just ignore it like we do every week.
Yeah. It's the fault.
I say we, he deals with it.
You know, I deal with the social media. But yeah, but how did you? So how? Like, obviously, I know it's been like, if they're 40s, I know it's been 20 years. Fucking hell, that's scary, isn't it? I know it's been 20 years.
21 years.
21 years. Well, yeah, 21 years because I'm 30. Yeah,
it's 20 years for you.
No, 21 because I'm 35.
Is it? Oh, it'll be 22 for me then.
Yeah.
Because this is the year before.
That's fucking scary, isn't it? 21 years we chose. 21 years ago we chose our options.
Yeah.
And neither of us are doing anything to do with what we chose for our options.
No. I did.
What did you choose for your options?
No, you're asking. I'm pretty sure.
So
I binned off languages.
I still remember mine.
I don't remember because I was very art orientated, and obviously I wanted to go into film.
And you were thick.
Well, no, I'm clearly not, am I? You funny cunt. Takes one to know one.
No, I'm the brains and the beauty in our. You're the beast when it comes to our dynamic. I'm the eye candy.
You're a physical representation of the fucking Neanderthal. You absolute man.
You're the one who looks like one.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, a very chiselled one.
Chiseled one, all right. If you got some fucking some circus mirrors at home.
Yeah.
You look tall and slim.
My life is a circus. My mates are clowns. So yeah.
That sounds like it should be a song lyric, shouldn't it?
What's that?
My life's a circus. My friends are clowns.
Yeah.
That's
an album title. That is.
An album title, or that is, or is that? That sort of be either an album title or like
autobiography,
or lyrics. There must be a song somewhere in the world out of billions of songs that those lyrics must be in there somewhere. But yeah, but like so it was only because you went to college and did like art, didn't you, or something, or movies?
Oh yeah. So I went to college and did media, which encompassed everything, and art as well, yeah. And then after I did that first year, in the second year I chose film and photography, which obviously then led me on to the third year, and I just chose film in the third year, but obviously circumstances, which I'm sure we touched on before, maybe not, I had to leave, obviously. Mum moved to the West Country. I went with Mum, and also I was
to the West Country.
Obviously, had
the boil on your foot.
Cancer, yeah, and so I left. But
we got further than me. I did 3 months at college.
I never saw you, mate. You didn't even turn up, did you?
No, I did. So my options.
Mr. Intelligent.
Yeah. So at my options, I chose history, IT graphics, and business studies. I just about got the grades I needed to go to college to do business studies. I was there for like 3 months.
Didn't you go once a week to be a spanner monkey as well for a little bit? To get out of school.
Can we say that?
Yeah. Why can't we say that?
Is that the technical term, spanner monkey?
Well, I mean, what are you insinuating?
No, so when I was at school, like
that's it. Leave that one. Tuck that one in. Hold on a second. Under the rug. Leave that one there.
When I was at school, obviously I didn't enjoy. I say I didn't enjoy school. I did enjoy school, but I'm not an academic. I'm hands on. But they had like this initiative thing, and like they didn't tell us like why we were doing it effectively. But basically, like there was probably like 10 of us. So once or twice a week. So we effectively dropped RE. So I didn't have to do that, and I thought we dropped a language because
everyone does that
because we were out of school 1 to 2 days a week, and we go to school in the morning on like I think it was like a Tuesday and a Thursday. We'd go on this shitty little yellow bus, this little yellow bus with like Oxford School on the side. We'd be ferried.
We're all off to bunk the afternoon. We'd be there all day. To bunk the afternoon. So, is it all day?
Yeah, we'd be there all day. So we'd go to college. You had the option. So you had the option to do.
You can tell me. You can tell the story about
What story?
So about the story about when you changed the brakes.
Oh yeah. So you had the option. You could either do hairdressing, which obviously I didn't choose.
Why not, darling?
Engineering.
I thought you were the
engineering,
the good-looking one.
Which in hindsight, I probably would have chosen now. Like if I knew what I know now, then I probably would have done the engineering one because I'm a massive fan of Formula One, so on and so forth. Like it probably would have, if my love for Formula One I had when I was 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Like I probably would have done engineering because that is the way into to getting into it. But again, I chose car mechanics, which again probably could get you into it if you did different levels of it.
It's such a weird situation because you've gone away from cars recently, although you're starting to get back into it with your new purchase, but which I always found odd. But yeah, all these car orientated things that you want to do, and you sort of shove them to. Well, you do, don't you? You dip in and out of stuff. But
but basically, so because they never told us,
no.
but my dad asked. Effectively, but my dad effectively asked like this because we had like there was like this like I suppose like this rep or there was this one teacher. I don't think he taught anything, but he was kind of like the college liaison. So he worked at Oxford School and he kind of dealt with East Surrey College.
Yeah.
And so my dad asked him like point blank, like, you know, are you sending these kids to college twice a week because you don't think they're going to get, you know, good grades and they need to have some form of trade, you know, like to get through life.
No holes barred.
Yeah, and the guy was like, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. They're not going to do well at school, and they either need to get a trade so they can get their foot in the door at college. Because obviously, I'm a level 1 qualified car mechanic, darling. I probably should.
20 years ago,
yeah. You know, I probably should
when it was just a box on wheels.
Yeah, I probably should have my qualification revoked because there was. Do you remember the old what they called the drum brakes? Mm-hmm. You know, on like your old like 80s, 90s, early 2000 cars. I say 80s, 90s, early 2000s. The other half's car, her rear brakes are drum brakes.
Yeah, because it's cost saving. So her car weighs as much as a fart.
Yes.
So it doesn't need discs all round. If it was the GTI version, then obviously it would have discs.
Shit off a shovel, but I had to change the brakes one day on this. I don't know, this old like Ford fucking. Wherever it was, some shitty old.
Probably a Fiesta.
No, it wasn't a saloon. It wasn't like an estate. It was like a saloon one. What was it? No, wouldn't have
Escort, Sierra.
Yeah, probably an Escort. Yeah, but it's this old yellow Escort thing.
Was it Prince Andrews?
Yeah, well, he likes an Escort, doesn't he?
Unpopular opinion.
Allegedly.
Unpopular opinion. It's no surprise that he's allegedly an aunt.
I'm sure it's probably a surprise to some people, but anyway, so I had to change these drum brakes, and basically, it's effectively you take the drum off, and it's
shoes.
Brake shoes. Take the shoes off. And
you take the drum off.
You take the shoes off, and it's effectively like a spring in a clip. So you take the spring off.
I hate that.
It was such a fucking baller. But so
it's actually quite hard to do.
So I changed
genuinely.
So I changed the brakes, put it all back together, blah 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 blah. The next day I took it off the ramp and the brakes didn't work.
Bit like your life.
Yeah. It was good. Like, you know, it was fun, and then So like I said, I just about got the qualifications that I need, or the GCSEs, but back when it was letters and not numbers, to get into college to do business studies.
Yeah.
I was there for 3 months, and then dropped out to do coke and speed, basically.
Nice. That profession served you well.
Yeah. But you know, it is what it is.
But you'd have to pursue boats and hoes.
Yeah, boats and hoes. But like, so my mum, bless her. So she would like my mum and my dad, but mainly my mum. So they would drop me off to college.
I was going to say, bless both of them.
They would drop me off to college every morning. So you know, East Surrey College. Obviously, you went there. You drive up.
No, I don't. Is that the one next door? Or?
It's next to West Surrey College. So you know, it's 2 campuses. You've got the main campus, and then on the other side you've got like hairdressing and other bits of shit.
Yeah, it's been remodelled now. I don't know what's there now, but I know you are the main hub there.
Yeah, but you've got that residential street down the middle, don't you, where there's houses, and it's on either side of that. So my mum would drop me off there. I'd walk into the car park. My mum would drive off. I'd turn around. I'd walk through the other side down into town, and I'd get the first bus back to Hurst Green, and I'd go and sit around a friend's house all day, and then I'd just go home. So, but there was this one day. So this must have been going on for at least 2 to 3 months, at least. Something like that. And like I said, I was, you know, and obviously because it's college. At the end of the day,
it's a step to being an adult, isn't it?
Yeah. But the teachers, they're not going to call your parents. Like if you're not there.
No. This is the first step into the adult world. I mean, I bunked off to see a bird in the park.
Yeah.
Girl called Leanne.
It's like they never called my mum to say like, you know, like Josh isn't here. Like if you're not there, you're not there.
No, because you are an adult.
Yeah, you're not. This isn't school. Same as like, you know, they're not Mr. and Mrs. You know, it's John. Like, you know, it's not, it's not Mr. I don't know, Mr. Thatcher. It's, you know, I'm John, like I'm your teacher. Listen to me, listen to me and I'll teach you. If you don't want to listen, then you're wasting your time. You might as well fuck off. But so I walked. So this one day, I walked out. Did the same thing. Mum dropped me off, and I walked down into Red Hill, and I'm walking around the Belfry, and my mum's fucking walking the other way, and she's like, "Fucking get home now." Like, you fucking little twat. Like, what are you doing? And they knew. Your parents know.
This could lead into the story of that one time I saw your mum lose her shit with you and she chased you up the stairs. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You say you don't remember that. Sorry, Carol, this is... Because he was obviously winding you up.
I don't remember that
you were in a
time.
wind-up mood.
But there was a couple of times
She obviously had enough. And all I see is you run up the stairs, because obviously you had a turn at the top of your stairs, and I think I was sat playing the PlayStation. And I just see you with absolute shock and panic on your face right then. And she's like 2 seconds behind you, chasing you, mate. I've never seen you so scared in your life. So I don't know what you did, but she had enough of you, mate. And she chased you up those stairs. It also, when I look back on it, sorry, Cal, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen, because you do give it.
Yeah.
And then when someone gives it back to you, sometimes you don't know what to do. Obviously, we banter off, and we've always had that relationship.
Yeah.
But you also, when you're winding someone up, you give it, and then when that person snaps, I think she snapped, and you didn't know what to do with yourself, because it didn't happen often. No, bearing in mind, this is. I don't even remember another time, off the top of my head, where she's lost her shit with you that I've seen.
No, so I can only remember 2 times. There was one when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, I remember the other one.
there was one when I was a kid, and I don't know what I'd done. I was obviously just being an absolute twat, and I'd wound my mum up so much.
Probably.
I was being so naughty. I don't know if it was before or after I set fire to the carpet in the lounge. So
what about the time when you made your drink disappear in your bin and didn't have a bag in it?
No, that wasn't the bin. No, it wasn't the bin. No, there wasn't that time. But that was a different story. Yeah, I had a full cup of like water or orange juice, and I said to you, "Now you see it." And I just turned it upside down. Now you don't, all over the carpet.
Because it was like a perforated bin, wasn't it? So it just went through.
I think it was just onto the carpet.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, I just like.
I thought it was in the bin.
No. I think it was just onto the carpet. I was just being a twat. But like I said, there's two times that I can remember, and yeah. So obviously, I don't think I really got in trouble too much for setting fire to the carpet in the lounge. Was I with you? Was you there? I was with someone.
Allegedly.
I was with someone. It might have been you.
You weren't with me.
It might have been Joe.
No.
I can't remember.
Although I was always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Can I just clarify that? You know, all the times that anything like that has happened, I'm always like just sort of an innocent bystander.
Innocent bystander. All right, fine, whatever.
Well, I didn't burn the carpet, did I?
No, but I can't remember. I can't remember it was there. But for whatever reason, we were playing, because my dad was a smoker, still is a smoker, and we had a lighter, and I set fire to a bit of paper. Rather than throwing it onto like the hard floor in the kitchen, obviously I just threw it like that, and it went onto the carpet in the. And I remember for years.
It was me and Denny actually.
Possibly, I remember for years, like obviously, because it burnt like a hole like that. Like into the carpet.
Yeah, because carpet's expensive, by the way. Have you bought carpet since you've been in there? Yeah. Now, do you realise the reason why that was there for years?
Yeah, it's not cheap. And my mum and dad just put a chair over it. But I think the funniest time, like I said, I wound my mum up so much, where I'd been so naughty. And do you remember Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Yes.
To coin their full name.
Yeah.
And I had do you remember the Red Ranger? And he had like the original Red Ranger had like the sword.
Yeah.
So I had this. So it was like a solid plastic, and then like a floppy kind of like rubbery sword. So obviously, if you hit someone, you're going to hurt them. But it was a bit of resistance.
Yeah.
And I remember, but I must have done something to my mum, and she's just grabbed this sword with the rubber end, and she's just fucking launched it at me. And I've ducked out of the way, and he smashed the window. And
Sorry, Kettle.
I think there was one time I came home, I must have been like 16, 17 again, I was being an absolute prick. I think I might have been doing drugs, and my mum punched me in the face.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I had it. I remember. As a caveat to that, I remember living in Coldshot.
Shithole.
And my mum,
lovely place.
The armpit at first grade.
The armpit at first.
And I'd been hanging
All the
around.
best people live down
Yeah, they do. I'd been hanging around with some little.
All the nuclear physicists
exactly.
doctors.
All the brilliant people that are there. And she done something and I didn't like it. I think I'd asked for something, and I said,
"Well, your mum?"
Yeah, and I said, "No, I want it now. You can't." She slapped me, and this is, well, first of all, you can't do anything about it anyway, because God rest her soul, she's gone. So, and she'll be absolutely fine with that. But yeah, she slapped me, and my nose, mate. I'll tell you what, I never called her a cunt again.
I bet you did.
I think her exact words were, "Your mates might talk to their mums like that, but you ain't talking to me like that." Bosh. And she was playing both roles, because as we know, the father figures in my life are about as useful as a chocolate fire guard. So she was having to play both sides of the coin, bless her. And so she decided that she was not to be called a cunt because I wanted a Kit Kat, and she said no. So yeah.
Fair enough. Talking about cunts, I've got a hot take. Cunty does not mean that you are fashionable and have drip.
No.
You're just a cunt.
Yes, you are. Yeah, I agree. It's one of those new terms, isn't it, where,
oh, you're so cunty.
You're cunty, yes, queen. No. Cunty means you're a cunt with a K.
I hate these. What?
Changing the words, like gay. Can we not just leave it like, gay is in like it's a lovely gay day, sun shining. Like, why does it mean that you're railing a geezer? I don't understand. Why have you taken something that's perfectly okay? Like, why has the Christmas song not got faggot in it now? A faggot is a meatball. It's a fucking meatball, mate.
I know.
You cheap, lousy faggot. It means that you're the offal, you're made from eyelids and bum cracks. That's what that's made from, like the cheap sausages that you get for hot dogs. That's what a faggot is. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Just, why have you cut it out for?
But we touched on this kind of thing a few weeks ago. It's like at the end of funny enough, I was talking to the guy I work with, and we were talking about about work.
Faggots.
No, we were talking about words that you can't say, like that word, and obviously the big words, like the P word and the N word and this, that, and the other. Yeah. But ultimately, I'm not going to use them, obviously, but ultimately, it's a sound. That's all it is. It's just a sound, right. and it's the way that people. Obviously, I appreciate it's the context and the way that you say these things. You're quite, you're quite clearly poking fun at a word.
I was going to say, I thought you was going to say you're quite clearly a cunt.
No, to be fair, and no pun intended in the sense that you're poking fun. You're poking fun at this at a word that it is a meatball, if you were saying that word and saying I hate everyone that is. Then that's a bit, that is different. And you can be and you can be offended by that terminology, that word, that phrase. But if you said to
context,
it's the context, and that's what it boils down to. It's the context, it's the way you say it, it's your facial expressions, it's the situation at the time. If you're in Tesco's and you go
buying your best clothes,
and you go to and you say to now, do you fancy some faggots and chips tonight? Why is that funny? It's just it's
funny because the word's been changed.
Is this
oh no, yeah, sorry.
Are we getting cancelled today?
Yes, it's a perfectly normal dinner.
It's a bit like spam.
Yes, exactly.
All those
apparently that gives you. Well, to be fair, there is a link. No, that's Red Bull. There is a link between these processed meats and anal cancer. So I suppose in a weird way, faggots do have something to do with your bumhole.
Why did you say anal cancer? It's prostate cancer. It's
not... No, it can give you anal cancer, and obviously, it's carcinogenic.
That's a big word for you.
Word of the day. So it gives you cancer, but I heard it gives you bum cancer. So
have we verified that? Or are we just being dickheads?
Why would I? I mean, I'm not a doctor, am I?
Well, you seem to know a lot about anal cancer.
I do, yeah.
The ramifications of it and how to get
The
it.
ramifications
No pun intended.
of putting your spam javelin up your bum.
Well, if this is the last time you see us, it's been a fucking fun 12 weeks.
Yeah. It's been a blast.
Ricky Gervais, did you watch his most recent special?
A little bit. I've watched the whole thing.
There's a bit in it where he says something and he's kind of like, then he goes, and someone says, well, you can't say that. And he's like, I can, I just did. He was like, and he's like, you can say anything. There's nothing you can't say. If people take offence to it, that's their problem.
But the only thing is, he does have a very good loophole in the fact that he says that he is a character on stage. So, like, obviously, he's not necessarily like that in real life.
No.
Did you see the video of him with Ramesh where he absolutely cuts him up?
Yeah.
And he's like, you look good, and he's like, he just chucks cunt in there randomly, and he just sends Ramesh over the edge.
Wasn't it saying like he's talking about like this kid was saying, he goes, he died, like his nephew was saying, and he died, and Ramesh is like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. He's like, no, he didn't. I've made it up.
In other news, I've got this vodka.
Was it like, because he had all those. Because I saw another podcast that he did recently. I think it might have been the Jack May podcast, and he was like, they put obviously like Dutch Barn is the brand that he's either invested in or part. I don't know, whatever he is kind of.
Yeah, he's got some sort of deal.
But they put like forward loads of different ideas, like ones that were like really kind of like on the line or over the line, and ones that were just, they thought like, these are fucking instant.
Welcome to London, don't forget your stab vest.
Yeah, and there was, they were saying that there was other ones, there was ones that they knew would never be accepted, and there was ones that they were like, strongly thought, well, that's fine. That's so vanilla, like, it's practically melting. And they rejected them, and it's just like, fucking grow up.
Yeah, no, it is bad, But again, we've touched on authoritarianism and bits and pieces. Yeah, so, we don't want to go back over that ground.
We've touched on a lot of things, to be fair. Like,
a bit like Epstein.
Well, he's touched a lot of people, isn't he? Supposedly, allegedly.
And whoever the geezer is that apparently Star was fucked up on letting into. Do you know the name of it? You heard that name?
Oh, Peter Mandelson.
That's the one. Yeah. He's touched on everything but little boys, but little girls.
Yeah,
that's not a stab at Michael.
There's a lady that I work with, and she's very much like kind of like you, like she's not really like a watcher of TV shows, but but she'll watch like all the documentaries and stuff. And we were talking about the Epstein files the other day. And just like, and I said to her, I can't wait for like a year or two's time when Netflix or whatever it may be just do some like massive either like TV series about it, because it's just like, because obviously like last year or whenever it was,
in like the Tiger King.
Was it like last year when it, or the year before when it first started? It must have been like last year, or like within the last 18 months where like it first started coming out about him being a paedophile and like.
Oh, it's been longer than that now. It's been about 5 years, but yeah.
No, but I mean like where it was like actually in the public sphere, and and then obviously they then arrested and sentenced that Ghislaine Maxwell, who was kind of like his confidant, who would kind of allegedly, get the girls and this, that, and the other. And people were like speculating about, who she could kind of like dob in to kind of, get a reduced time. And to be fair to her, she, lips were sealed and she didn't grass anyone up.
I've got a hot take on that, and that is that Ghislaine Maxwell is a victim of misogyny. Now, that is in the news at the moment all the time, and obviously, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say what she did is good, because it's not, is it? But what I'm saying is that she was coached and coerced and moulded from a young age.
Well, by all accounts,
by powerful men.
Well, by all accounts, her dad was
Robert Maxwell. Yeah, I mean, he ended up floating in the sea, and they reckon that was the Israeli special, what they call the Mossad.
Yeah.
So allegedly, let's just put that out there, because the Mossad know what they're doing.
I don't think they're worried about.
And they're probably not worried about me. Yeah. No, probably not. But the point is,
they probably don't know what Eden Bridge is.
But so allegedly, he was face down in the sea because he pissed off the wrong people. Yeah. Obviously, being Jewish or coming from a Jewish community, I think they're Jewish. But yeah, anyway, so I feel sorry for her in that regard, because people aren't looking at the bigger picture. And so what they need to do is they need to learn from this and make sure that no other women and or men, you can have effeminate men or men that are easily molded, especially from a young age. They need to take care to make sure that these people don't end up, because the fact of the matter is, if you're abused, you usually end up being an abuser. And so obviously she found that world through these powerful men. And she's ended up.
Yeah, I suppose it's difficult, isn't it? Because obviously you can't feel sorry for her.
No, I do, and I don't.
But at the same time, like, could you argue it was a bit of like Stockholm syndrome, for example?
Yeah, you could.
Like, I appreciate, her childhood and her formative years would, from what I've seen, because there was a documentary about her a couple of years ago.
She was chasing attention all the time from Daddy, and Daddy was a hard bastard.
Oh, hard man. He was a very hard man.
Fucking stern, Came from nothing, trudged across the country to multiple countries. From the Czech to get to England. It's like with these things, it's like the only way that I can I suppose describe it's not this, but it's the only way that I think people can kind of think, we could probably grasp it. It's almost like the Illuminati, for want of a better name, because it's a no, I agree.
But when I say I say Illuminati, I mean like secret society, because if you look at all the people that are named,
let's say that, and then do the air quotes like and
the tinfoil hat.
Oh yeah, and what's that from?
I don't know.
Groovy Baby.
Oh, Austin Powers.
Yeah,
I love those films.
Time Machine, or whatever it's like. So allegedly, and we're just
But like this secret society. It's like the secret society, because all these people that were named in this secret society, like it's the elite, wealthy, powerful men and women of the you've got Trump's been named, Elon Musk has been named. I saw that some random queen or princess of Norway was named. She's been like the princess for like the ruler of Norway for like the last 35 years. She's been named in it X amount of times.
So
even randomly, I saw it today. Adam Sandler was named in it 50 times, but not in the sense that because he was there or knew Epstein. It was because he was named because people kept on bringing him up about how like good he was as like an actor and stuff like that. So it's difficult because that will be a headline. Adam Sandler named in Epstein files, and people would just see the headline.
Also, he's Jewish, and then people seem to be going after the Jewish community at the moment.
People will see that headline and think, "Oh, he's a fucking wrong 'un." But if you actually read it, it's like no, he's got no link or anything to do with anything that he doesn't even know Epstein. But people that Epstein was speaking to were saying about how funny this film was or whatever it may be. They were talking about. There's so much shit that you've got to get through to actually get to the bottom of what is actually been happening or what has been done. It's fucking mental, and it just goes like I said, I've been saying for years, these rich and powerful. This is why, in my opinion, these rich and powerful men and women, this is why they get done for whether it be murdering someone or anything to do with kids, because they can afford anything that they want. They can afford a brand new Rolex, they can afford a brand new Lamborghini, they can buy a £20 million house, they can buy copious amounts of cocaine, they can sleep with beautiful men and women whenever they want. But so when you can buy anything that you've ever wanted,
you get bored.
How do you get a kick from something? And that is by either murdering someone or hurting someone or touching up kids.
Power. So this brings me into, you said that you started watching 1883 but you couldn't get into it.
I watched about 3 episodes.
Right, 1923, there's a guy in there, his name escapes me at the moment, but there's a character in there, an English fella who buys gold mines or looks for gold mines. And in one of the scenes, he goes back to his house. There's 2 prostitutes in there because another bloke's been in there. Anyway, he sends the bloke away, or he gets arrested, sorry. And he goes back and he's like, "Oh, get the prostitutes out of the house." So he goes back to the house and he's in there, and they think that he wants to have sex with them. Yeah, and he doesn't. He takes off his belt and he gives it to one of them, and he goes, "You hit her," and she's like, "What?" He's like, "You hit her on the arse with that belt." And he gets a kick out of it, and he goes, "See how addictive power is," like it's that. So it's that, and also it started going wrong when kings started taking a backseat and not fighting on the battlefield. When these laws, we touched on this before with the authoritarianism, these laws to protect these people.
Oh yeah,
they've basically built a cloak around themselves, and they get away with everything. So they don't go to war anymore, They sit and they take and they dictate and they send other people off to war. They're not dying,
No.
and they've got all these laws. So if one of them, you come from a working class background and you're obviously a bit of a burly bloke, and there's like a scrawny, upper middle class or one of the hierarchy there. Again, there's a scene like that in 1923. But anyway, and you decide that you're going to punch them in the head because they're being sarcastic to you. You're the one that gets in shit. Yeah, because you punched them, so they've got this wall, this defence, and it's all. And so what's happened is people have taken to underhand tactics, with journalism and bits and pieces to catch these people out, and that's what's happening. Yeah, this stuff is coming out, and the truth. Again, cliche, but it is 100% true. Will always find a way. Yeah, they uncover bones of murder victims 50, 100 years later. They still find the bones. They still then take them to a lab and find out what happened to these people. Yeah. You see it on like Time Team when they find a skull and it's like, he's had an arrow through there, and you can't hide it. No. It comes up eventually. No.
Like I said, it's unpopular opinion, but I don't think, because of the way the world is, I'd be surprised, like I say, my unpopular opinion is I'd be surprised if any of the people named in the Epstein files ever get any charges against them, anything comes to fruition. I would be so surprised, and because obviously people naturally, they're up in arms. They want this, these rich and powerful people to be, held accountable for their actions. I appreciate being named.
Magna Carta, the reason why we had it. Why do we have it? Yeah.
I don't know what Magna Carta is.
It was drawn up to stop kings from doing whatever they wanted.
Oh, fair enough. So. But unless these victims are able to prove, or there's proof that these people have, these rich and powerful people have done what is being levied at them. Like I just can't see anyone. It's like I read the other day, because obviously there was like 3 million files released, into the public domain, for public viewing, basically.
Public consumption.
Yeah, whatever that. And but I read,
why are you so miserable?
I read the DOJ, the Department of Justice in America. They deleted. So anything that referenced Trump, they deleted it. They haven't given an explanation why. They've just. I appreciate he's the president at the moment, but they've just deleted it.
It's redacted.
Well, I don't think it was redacted. I think they've just deleted it off of the public domain. Yeah. And it's just like, because I think he was mentioned in it again. Like, you have to preface it like these news outlets were saying.
Allegedly.
Just because someone's been named doesn't mean that any wrongdoing has happened. Prime example.
No, of course. You said about the Adam Sandler thing.
Prime example. Adam Sandler was named in these communications between Epstein and other people he was speaking to, but he doesn't know them.
Yeah, but those people are all in that world. It's like, who's the guy that was Brendan Fraser? Yeah. Who was in The Mummy? He got sexually assaulted. He spoke out about it, and he disappeared. He wasn't in any other films.
No. The Mummy. Didn't he win an Oscar a couple of years ago?
Yeah, for The Whale. Yeah. But and now he's been in other stuff. But this is the point. So The Mummy was like one of the highest grossing films ever. And The Mummy is a great film.
Yeah, the remake. Did you watch the remake with Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
I never watched it, but I heard it was absolute dog shit.
I wouldn't go that far, but it weren't as good. But yeah, and so he disappeared. And why did he disappear? Because of these powerful people. So yeah, they're going to be talking about Adam Sandler, but they will be talking about, because obviously these people have vision. Again, if you watch 1923, you'll see a bit where they're going through and they see some Norwegians, and he goes, "What are they doing?" And he goes,
travelling.
Oh no, the lad said to me, "Can we ski here?" And I didn't see anything wrong with it. Yeah. And anyway, they have this discussion, and the guy, the working class guy, goes, "They're just being idiots. Like, I don't understand. What do you see?" And he goes, "I see money." And basically, this is sort of a precursor to him making a ski resort. Yeah. From just seeing these people skiing, So these people, they get together. And so Adam Sandler would have cropped up because they'd be like, "Oh yeah, he's great. People love him." They're going to be talking about him. Yeah. You can be a nonce and have great ideas.
Well, on that insightful note, Dave, I think that's a podcast.
Yeah.
I think we'll end that on that little nugget of gold there.
You can be a nonce and have good ideas.
I think we'll end it there. So as always, we've been Josh and Dave. Thank you for listening to the Nobody's podcast, and we will see you next week for the next one. Take care. Bye bye.